Hello, sir. Welcome, or welcome back to Her Point of View. Make sure you hit that like button, or you can hold off. We can get into the video and you can actually see if you like it or not, because to each his own. But if you're here, thank you. Just cleaning up my workstation a little bit, getting these cards situated. I pulled some cards for myself. Not last night, the night before last. And I had every intention on recording a video, but the external factors that were at hand didn't really allow me to do what I wanted. So then I tried to edit some stuff on my phone of some previous work that I had done, and I tried to upload it to Instagram about 3-4 times. That didn't do it. I'm like, okay, I know when obviously I need to pump the brakes and just hold off. And I say that to say appreciate God's timing, life's timing, source timing, whatever you choose to believe in. Just trust divine timing, because you may have heard this before, but everything happens in divine timing. And I know that we as humans, especially if we are desiring and aspiring to be somewhat a better version of ourselves, as I hope we all are, at times the mind can become a bit of a hamster wheel, and you don't want to be in competition with yourself. Of course, not anyone else, but definitely not yourself. It's important to take action towards certain things. It's important to make effort towards your goals, but allow things to naturally play out as it should. There's no reason to force yourself. And really and truly, your energy and your emotions will let you know if you really are, in tune with yourself. I say that to say a couple nights before, when I was trying to record content for the channel, it was kind of in a spurt of energy that came over me. So it was a hint of impulsiveness, and I'm just like, okay, I got an idea. I can go for it. But then when I tried to go for it, other things, again, like I said, stuff was just popping up. Max was a little frustrated. For those who don't know, Max is my 2-year-old. Max was a little frustrated. He kept, interfering sonically with what I was trying to do. And yeah, it was just a couple other things that were kind of like interfering. And so my energy began to shift in such a way where it was just like, okay, I'm trying to keep my mind somewhat focused on the positive aspect of what I'm trying to do, but the reality of what was taking place kind of had me a little bit frustrated. And so I felt like the best thing for me to do was, of course, to tend to Max, make sure he was straight, and kind of just wait it out. So I just kind of got him situated, sat down, and really just sat with my energy and allowed myself to kind of woosah within that moment, because I don't want to ever come on here trying to be of service to you guys saying you all should, focus positive and be positive and all of that, and not truly be feeling it. So I think that had to happen in order for me to, sit within that moment, experience that, and then come back and try it at a different time. Right now, Max is sleeping. It's in the middle of the day, so he'll be up probably within the hour. But yeah, I hope, of course, that anybody who's watching this, all the time you're watching this, that you're feeling good, that you are a bit more clear about yourself. I say that to say these last couple of weeks for me have been a huge testament to my faith, my patience, and my trust. About a little over 2.5 weeks ago, I put my car in the shop just to get some maintenance because, the seasons are changing and things had to get corrected. One, because I'm driving around with me and my son, want to, do what we got to do safely. And of course, winter is approaching. But for those of you who are familiar with auto mechanic, anything, 9 times out of 10, when you fix one problem, you got to fix about 4 other problems. So what I thought was going to be something really simple and a turnaround turned out to drag for about 2.5 weeks. So I was in my house, basically in hermit mode, basically just waiting, but not just sitting around doing nothing. Because I'm a firm believer in everything happening for a reason. I know that nothing happens in my life as a coincidence or for nothing. So it reminded me of a time where I had to not isolate myself because I didn't want to be still. I kind of wanted to be active. But I just recall a moment in time where I had to sit still. And within that time of sitting still, allowed time for reflection. A lot of times when, again, we're desiring to do things and aspiring to do things, to get ahead, to get further in life, we don't really take the time to reflect on how far we've come, what we've grown to learn and know along our journey. And so, as much as some moments brought aggravation and a bit of annoyance in the whole process of having to wait for my car to get fixed, it ultimately, on a scale, because I'm a Libra, the negative energy really wasn't overcoming me as much as I knew it probably would have in my past, just because of the personal development and growth that I have grown to know and become due to life. And sometimes you need a reminder of, okay, test. This is going to be another test of your trust. How are you going to handle this time? How are you going to be mentally? Who are you going to be when you get your car back, when you come out of it? It was kind of like, I joked with my mom about it because, she felt, a bit of what I was going through just because I had to be a little bit more reliant on her in terms of getting stuff done, errands and such, as my car was getting fixed. And, you know, she would check in on me periodically. And I remember joking with her one day and saying, you know, "No, I'm in solitary confinement." You know, it did feel a little bit like, well, let me not say it did feel a bit like jail, because I haven't ever been to jail. I don't plan on going. But if I could think of any way or shape, form of terms of being confined to one space without having access to come and go as I please, I think jail is somewhat like that. But honestly, it wasn't all bad. And I believe that that's a testament to, again, my growth, my perspective that I've grown to have for myself, in just in terms of life as a whole, and how one can choose to approach challenges that they are faced in life. I had so many teachable moments within the last couple of weeks, and it inspired creativity. It inspired, if anybody follows me on IG, because that's the only other social platform I have outside of this channel. If you guys follow me on IG, then you'll see I posted a little bit of work that was being done in terms of my new book, my volume 2. So I got a little bit of time to work on that and feel inspired with that, and just jot down some things that I felt like I was intuitively guided to express. I also reapplied to school, and I'm telling you, it's something about taking steps in the directions of your desires, the timing. I don't know if anybody else could attest to this, but for me, it just seems like when I align myself, when I gain focus back on, you know, myself, because I'm human, and sometimes I may lose focus, I may derail, and my attention is elsewhere. And sometimes I have to pull the reins back on myself and be like, okay, Charlita, what does Charlita need to focus on for Charlita to move forward for Charlita's life outside of anybody else's? But when I do that, when I do grab the reins back and I do take those first couple of steps, it just seems like the chain reaction is just such an instantaneous, what's the word I'm looking for? Instantaneous, fast. The turnaround time, it just seems like it's quick for me. And I'm extremely grateful, because I don't know if everybody experiences life or has experienced life in such a way, but it just feels a little bit more of a confirmation and a stamp of approval from source, that it's just like, yeah, stick to the plan, get to it, focus. And what I can definitely say that I've grown to learn within this time a little bit more is just more gratitude, more than anything. Gratitude kind of just some summarizes this time period for me as a whole. For all my astrology nerds out there, it is indeed still Scorpio season. We're coming out of Scorpio season, and Scorpio season is all about transformation and the rebirth of certain things, old cycles closing, new cycles beginning. So I do feel very much so like this time was kind of like etched sketched out. You know, life is already written. But I do feel like this time in particular was just kind of mapped out for me to really just look and reassess everything that has led me to this point. So if I can lend any advice to anybody who's watching who may be feeling like things aren't going at the pace that you may want them to, know this: things may not be going as you want them to, but they are definitely going as it should be. And anything that I may offer to you during that time for you is to go within and pray about it and ask Source, ask God, ask Allah, whoever you pray to. Ask for guidance, ask for clarity, ask for a smooth transition into the next phase of your life. And pray for what you feel you need, not what you want, what you need. Okay? Because Source is always going to provide you with what we need. And sometimes we may not need what we want. Okay? Yeah, so I'm gonna just pull a couple cards. I really didn't know what I wanted this video to entail. Kind of just felt led to press record and express. You can see somebody wanted to make an appearance. Now let me tilt this down so y'all can see the cards real quick. Is there any closing message, Source, Ascended Masters, my guardian angels? Is there any message that you would like to give to the collective in terms of this next cycle in life, in terms of moving forward? And the card is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So yeah, that's it, guys. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of this little catch-up vlog, I guess. That's what we'll call it, a little catch-up vlog, just catching up. We got a full moon lunar eclipse tonight. The moon is in Taurus now. So if things are feeling, things may be feeling a little bit intense right now. Again, that energy that may be just kind of pushing you forward. Answer the call of your soul. Answer your gut instinct. And don't go against your intuition. Okay? And try and try and try your best not to overthink. It's easier said than done sometimes, trust me, I know. But your intuition knows. So keep it going. And I'll catch y'all, maybe we'll catch y'all on the next one. What did you see?